We are talking about graphing quadratic inequalities, and we want to graph quadratic inequalities in two variables. So step one, graph a quadratic inequality. Remember, less than or greater than is a dashed line. If it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it's a solid line. And then we have to test the point. If it's true, shade that region of the parabola. If it's false, shade the other region. So here we have the example. We have 2 minus y is greater than x squared minus 4x. So we want to solve to get y by itself. So we have 2 minus y is greater than x squared minus 4x. And we subtract 2 from both sides of the inequality. So we get negative y is greater than x squared minus 4x minus 2. Have negative on this side, so we divide everything by -1. And because this is an inequality and we've divided by negative, we have to change the direction of the inequality sign. So then we get y is less than negative x squared plus 4x plus 2. So now we have a quadratic expression on one side. So now we can use our equation for axis of symmetry to find out what our axis of symmetry is. So axis of symmetry, x equals the negative stays, the divide sign stays, and the 2 stays. The thing that's going to change is going to be the b and the a. So from our new form of the quadratic inequality, we know a is equal to -1. We know b is equal to 4. And we know c is equal to 2. And we can substitute those values in. So we know that the negative is going to stay. We know that the divide sign is going to stay. We know that the 2 is going to stay. So the things that change, the b value is 4. And the a value is -1. So that becomes -4 over -2, which is just 2. So our axis of symmetry is x equals 2. So I can graph this. We can count by 2's for this. So 4, 6, 8, 4, 6, 8, -4, -6, -8, -4, -6, -8. And the axis of symmetry goes through at x equals 2. So we can graph that. So now we have to calculate So we're going to substitute in x equals 2 to find our vertex. And I'll write this out. So y is less than -x squared plus 4x plus 2. And we said that we were going to substitute in the axis of symmetry, or x equals 2. So we get y is less than 2 squared is 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2. Negative 4 plus 8 is negative 4. Excuse me, negative 4 plus 8 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. So y is less than 6. So that tells us our vertex has the ordered pair of 2, 6. So we'll put our vertex over here. So we go over 2, up 6, and that's our vertex. And we know that our a value is negative 1, so our parabola is going to open down. Now, our parent function says this is a negative 1. So with our parent function, if we go to the right 1, then we go up 1. But in this case, our a value is negative 1, so that's going to change our parabola. Instead of going up 1, we're going to go over 1, down 1, or negative 1. Then our parent function says if we go over 2, 2 squared says go up 4. But because we're multiplying by negative 1, that tells us that we're going to go down 4. And then our parent function says if we go to the right 3, 3 squared says go up 9. But because we're multiplying by our a value, which is negative 1, now we're going to go down 9. So we can plot those points. So to the right 1 from the vertex, from the right 1, down 1. From the vertex to the right 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And from the vertex to the right 3, 1, 2, 3, down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we can use our axis of symmetry to reflect the parabola. Over 1, over 1, over 2, over 2, over 3, over 3. Then we go back and check. This is going to be a dashed line because it's not equal to. It's not equal to, we want to have a dashed line. So we have our dashed line, and now the last thing we have to decide is where to shade. And the point I'm going to check is I'm going to check 0, 0. So 0, 0 is inside the parabola here. Use our inequality here. So 0 goes in for y. 0 is less than negative 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 2. So is 0 less than 2? Because 0 squared is 0 times negative 1 is 0. And then 4 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 2 is 2. So is 0 less than 2? And that is true. And so we want to shade the inside region, or the part that contains the point 0, 0.